Face of the franchise, and this is our second season of the save. So yeah, obviously I've got no Super Bowls, no championships, no yearly awards. Is he the highest legacy score then of QB? So yeah. So let's be honest, the goal is to eclipse the legend that is Tom Brady. Bam bam. So yeah, that's the goal. So yeah, we're a long way off achieving the same sort of status as Tom Brady. But right, let's jump into the first game of the season at the MetLife Stadium, which is home of course, the New York Giants and the New York. This game, the MetLife Stadium, is going to be green and white because we're taking on the Jets. Obviously, we'll play offense only as we are QB. Bow bow. Let's see if we can make the playoffs this season. Let's see if we can get a
everybody, it's the coach.
It's the coach. Bang, bang. We'll play the man, obviously.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
Quick snap. Hike it. Oh fuck.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Drive plays.
Still first down.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. 2nd and 15. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. A fight for the football.
That was stupid.
Intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
That was my fault. That was stupid. And of course they go and score from there.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
That's more like it.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. He'll drop to throw.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
Boyd. 12 yards that time at a Cincinnati first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these
I'll take that, though. That was quite a good game.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4.
Stop it, Richard. Stop it.
It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon.
Come on.
He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Up at the 29 now. They'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And this is incomplete.
No.
A huge gamble, and it does not
How
pay
did he
off.
drop? Why did he drop that?
So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. After the run, here's 2nd and 8 from the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Now Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. First try for the right arm of Dalton here. Throw left side complete. It's Boyd. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Flushed out right, and his throw's going to be incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 4. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of
Get
work,
down.
it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Le'Veon Bell and the Jets ready to begin.
Yes, defense. Standing up.
With a little over 2 minutes to play in the second quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's Dalton. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And Eifert has it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Andy Dalton now 3 out of 5 since taking over, as he's given his guys a first down. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Another chance for Dalton. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it.
And we'll get
down
out
to
of
the 20
bounds.
he'll go before heading out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust? And the pressure will get to him.
There's a flag,
He goes
though.
down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Airing one up, looking for Boyd, and he's got
Touchdown.
him. Touchdown, Bengals. It'll be a 1st and 10 coming up as this offense takes
Big
over
play.
possession of the football in the third quarter. Dalton, 1st and 10. He gets this in the hands of Mixon.
Oh, big hit.
But not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back end of the backfield to make a bigger play.
Take that.
We often
Easy
say, get
yardage.
it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage
That
back
is no
at the 40.
good.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead,
No!
He's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Ja'Kai Polite drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it.
Come on, defense. Nope.
Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Sliding out of the pocket.
What?
50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Back now here on EA Sports. So after giving up the touchdown, now what can this offense do? Can they strike back? We'll see. 1st and 10. And
Come on.
he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there and a Bengal first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Now Dalton, flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it indeed.
Yeah.
Here come the
Come on.
flags. Defense. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the 31. Dalton eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Yes. That's
so that
it.
flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you
Oh, that was my fault. I switched up inside.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, defense.
On 2nd down now. It's
Fuck it.
Anderson. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
2-minute warning.
2
2-minute
minutes
warning.
left to play in
2-minute
this football
warning.
game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They'll try and run with Mixon.
No!
And he didn't get there.
No.
Backwards to the 2-yard line. Mixon unable to find the goal. We are in the 4th and final quarter as the offense will have the football starting this drive 1st and 10. Throwing, Dalton escaping the pressure right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Boyd. A gain of 6 there on first.
First loss. First game, first loss, and I've torn my shoulder.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Dalton flush to his right. He'll run it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Recorder Perry Nickerson had the tackle. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying...
I hope I'm not out for too long on my fucking shoulder.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
So we take on the Steelers, who are also 0-1.
Hey everybody,
It's our first home game. Come on,
nothing
let's
on the
not...
scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football.
Oh, I'm still out, am I?
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And an alley to run. Finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. 49 yards on the ground. They had trouble stopping the run last week in a loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Off that drive.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Passing. It's Dalton.
Nope.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Even though they didn't find the end zone there. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. They begin with a run by Mixon. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Dalton. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. And they're going to have this across midfield.
I wonder how long I'm out for.
45. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton, eluding the pressure right. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
What we got?
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2
Let's
there.
go for a
2nd
drag.
down.
Let's go.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is
Brilliant.
Jordan. This one hauled in by Sample. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Give me that ball.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in.
Oh, near enough first down. That's good.
Shot at the end zone.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. This is Mixon on the draw. And he will take it on in for
touchdown, baby.
Touchdown. Joe. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we've reached halftime here. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Can I have a... Oh, that little thing means like in hospital.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have...
Hold on.
And they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Third quarter action to this off.
Medical center. Shoulder tear, 3 weeks. Ugh. Okay.
First and 10 as they get set for the next drive. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive.
Oh, Mixon, baby.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Play fake. Here's Dalton rolling to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Dalton off play action. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level.
Yeah, that was my fault.
To the secondary.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And now to the air, Dalton.
Get rid of it.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here's Anderson. He's got it on the draw.
And
he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This from 36 yards out. And Bullock will put this one through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
Oh.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Dalton now to pass. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt picks up his second sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Mixon. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Should we just see if we can send it?
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Escaping the pressure right.
There's a flag, though. Give me that flag, baby.
Wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check
yes.
out the referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Andy Dalton, flush to his right. Going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. A 4th and very long coming up. You're out of field goal range. I don't know that you can go for this.
Well, I know that you want to, right? You know that they want to say, hey, let's go for this. We've got the perfect play drawn up. Let's do it. But I wouldn't go for it either. I agree with you totally. You're only down 1 score. Punt it. Let your defense pick you up. And he's got to be fired up about that.
Yes.
Now following the field goal, what can this offense do? We're about to find out. A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
Touchdown. Baby.
The 35-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Flushed out right, and he'll go down at the
2-minute warning, that's what we want. Come on.
So
we'll go Jet sweep.
In possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Ooh.
55. Right there, 55.
On 1st down, Mixon. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Here's a run with Mixon. And he pulls his way into the end zone.
Somehow we made it in there.
So now we're in the final minute of the game in the 4th quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. Back to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Pittsburgh, it was a great all-around performance. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Come on. Let's see if we can get our first win.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And Dalton to throw. Being chased, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Dexter Lawrence able to run him down for a loss of a yard. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down. Not the best of starts here offensively. You're back home. You lost a couple games in a row, and here's an early 3 and out to start things off.
And I think they were counting on being at home.
And they're going to score it.
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them
first down surely, baby.
Because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now Anderson. Anderson a first down and more.
To the house.
The way in for a Cincinnati score. Rodney Anderson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So the offense set to take the field here. They will have
they got a touchdown,
less than
didn't
a
they?
minute to go in the first half. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10, eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Mixon. And he'll stretch out only about a yard up to the 32.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And a catch.
Give me that first down.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw.
So we are in the second quarter now as the offense gets set to take over. They've got it 1st and 10. So Dalton now looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked
Don't go to the hand. Come on.
And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's intercepted. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finding Green complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Throwing on first down. Dalton steps away to his left. And he's taken down inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping a tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit.
Give me that, baby. Give me that.
He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Dalton.
Get rid of it.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A draw play for Mixon.
Get me that first down, please.
Very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good size run.
A really good run.
No, right.
How much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coaches?
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. This is Mixon.
Just got dropped, mate.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the 41, Dalton. That's complete to John Ross.
First down, though.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Dalton, 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He'll run it. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Dalton.
First.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had it. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. From the 36, Dalton forced out to his left. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want
to the house. To the house. Welcome to the house party.
Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
Stand up defense. No, he didn't stand up defense.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton.
Give me that ball.
He's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender.
I pressed the X button.
He's taken down.
I pressed the X button.
Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Back to throw. And let's see what they've come up with offensively.
Give me that aggressive catch, baby.
Got his man, it's Eifert. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. They'll run on first down. Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. He gets this one to Boyd.
To the house.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. To throw here, Dalton. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. They'll give it to him up the middle, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Dancing to his, and he is
touchdown
in for the score, and now they can tie the game.
No. Oh, it's overtime.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. So now the first OT throw coming for Dalton. Steps away. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins.
Dalton.
That we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Three TDs. Oh, I'm still out for a week.
Hello, everybody. This is Madden 20.
Nothing on the scoreboard. 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. Dalton bootlegs out. He'll buy some time right. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd.
Take that.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Here we go.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun with Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Dalton escaping the pressure right. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 33.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20.
Give it to me.
And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Quite the opening drive. March they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff to establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them.
And our defense stopped him.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Dalton.
That's bad.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now the former Sooner, this is Rodney Anderson. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Ravens.
And our defense stopped him again.
So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. Throwing, Dalton, flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On 2nd down now. Mixon looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And shedding through the tackle. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And possession will switch hands 1st and
2. Defense doing all the work.
At the start of this next possession, the score 7-0. Off the bootleg. Dalton sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to keep it here. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Jet sweep, baby.
And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Passing, it's Dalton. And Eifert has
Thank
it.
you.
And he gets it down to the 48.
And we'll go for
the
2-minute
first.
warning.
Dalton to his big target, Eifert for the Cincinnati first.
Let's go. Let's do this.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 36.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The first down throw coming for Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He's going to have the hook up to Ross.
To the house.
He'll take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Yeah, good job.
John. We pick it up second quarter here as the offense gets ready for the drive. On 1st and 10, Dalton flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
And that will be halftime.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0 as we send you down to Orlando where all right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground.
He's not going anywhere.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Looking to throw on second down. Dalton. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Dalton. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kenny Young able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up fourth down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter.
Bring him down.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar.
How defense this week?
It'll be a 1st and 10 coming up as
Jesus
this
Christ.
offense takes over possession of the football in the 3rd quarter. Andy Dalton being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton eluding the pressure right. Benjamin's got it. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go down at the 28. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion. Which is shy of the marker. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
We'll take it to the minute.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Power G.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd
Ravens
quarter.
have not scored.
This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd and 6. Dalton nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with the safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So with that, you figure... So this offense will head back out there, already an excellent field position.
122nd possession. Controllable for 2 minutes.
On 1st down, Mixon. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Again, it's Mixon, able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now, Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible
just
into
keep
something a little
holding
more
his hair as long as
advantageous.
possible.
Bullock's kick is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about...
So they surrendered 3 points, and now after the kickoff... Offense gets ready to take over the football. They'll run on first down. Mixon. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Now following the field goal, what can this offense do? We're about to find out. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Oh, passing it. Dalton escaping the pressure right. They'll try and run it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Steps away to his left. He'll run it, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Double tight, guys, double tight. You got three down.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Again, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense.
That's a bit of an outdated picture. Sorry.
Start your week by installing your game plan. So I'm back. Good. We'll continue next episode with week 5, and I should be starting, hopefully. We're 1 of 3. We're playing Titans who have not won a game. They've lost 3 and drawn 1. So I hope you enjoyed this. I've been Richard Crystal. You've all been awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.